Hello everyone and welcome back to Retro Netro. I'm your host, The Big Boss, and today's episode we're going to look at video games that I just got from playasia.com. I'm going to put that link in the description below. For now, we're going to go over some cool titles and cool things that I got that are neither released in the United States and in Asia, or only Asia release. Now, PlayAsia is an amazing company that has a lot of foreign releases on their website for pretty good deals, and they have some pretty good weekly deals that come on weekly. Obviously, not everything is a great deal, but majority of things you can find on there for pretty cheap. But remember, if it is collectible or higher in price, that's when things start to skyrocket and go up in price. So you can find some of those things on eBay, Sendico, and other things for cheaper. So just keep that in mind when you're buying your items. You don't want to think that you're always getting a great deal just because it's a foreign website. So just so you guys know, let's go off to the first game I got from PlayAsia. They usually come within these boxes, as you guys can see. It's really cool. I'm just going to cover up the addresses and stuff, but this is what the box looks like when you get it from PlayAsia. It's pretty cool, pretty awesome. Now, we're going to open the first box, first game. So here we go. So my first game here is going to be called Sense a Cyberpunk Ghost Story. Now, this game, as you can see here, has a very unique background to it. It is a cyberpunk side-scrolling story that was pretty much, I wouldn't say banned, but it was disliked by the Nintendo community. Not necessarily the people who are playing games, but others that basically thought this game was a little too mature for the Nintendo audience. It does have sexual and language connotations about it, and you know, obviously it's an amazing and wonderful game, and I think that the developer that made this had a really great idea. And yeah, unfortunately it did have some sexual stuff in it, but let's be honest, like, what game doesn't anymore? So you guys can see, there we go. So once again, a wonderful game. I haven't opened it up yet, but I've seen a lot of gameplay footage, and just overall, like, I've played some demos, or I guess you would say another version of it, non-opened obviously, and I think it's very unique in the way it plays. It's a very unique storyline. I recommend it. I think I got this for, I want to say $34. Not sure how much it is now, to be honest with you. Hopefully cheaper, if not more expensive based off the rarity of this game. So that's the first game. We're gonna go there. Get back. So the next game, right here. Super exciting. It's actually one game? Two games. One game. One game. This game is a PlayStation classic. They remade this. Not too much as in like graphically changing anything. They just updated some sprites, made some new cutscenes, added a little more features to it, and really created like a new moment in time for people who enjoyed the PlayStation 1 version, now enjoying The Legend of Mana. Now, Legend of Mana is an awesome game. Great storyline. It's 1 to 2 players. But the unique thing about this game is it's 1 to 2 docked, it's 1 to 2 controlled, but if you have the Switch Lite, it's only 1 player, which I thought was very unique. I thought that was kind of weird. They would do that. Because this is not mobile, and you can see the back of the game over on the very bottom over there, right over there. It's only 1 player, which is kind of weird to me because I would assume that, I don't know, it would be 2 players all the way across. So I'm not sure why they did that. Something you guys can look at that. Go. The Legend of Mana. So once again, Square Enix made this game, and I think that if it's something you want to pick up or something you want to buy, I would definitely do this. It is a physical version, and I think the Nintendo Store only sells it, and I don't think any other stores, maybe GameStop sells it on their actual physical copy, but other than that, PlayAsia might be the place to go to buy this before they don't make any more copies, or it becomes harder to find and becomes higher in value. So, something I recommend if you guys are going to buy any Nintendo Switch game, Legend of Mana. Alright, this is a little bit thicker box. Look at that. There we go. Now this one, it's 2 games. This is the one with 2 games. First game is an American release. So when I say PlayAsia sells all things from European to Northern American to Asian releases, they sell a lot of American versions. So Mario Golf. So this came out not too long ago, and they sell the American version. Now, was this wise to get on PlayStation Store, or I'm sorry, the PlayAsia Store? Was it cheaper? No and no. So whenever it comes to American release, you can find the retailers for cheaper, or especially on day one. I would definitely agree on picking it up, and probably not through PlayAsia. As you can see, everything is where it needs to be. So like I said, a wonderful game with 1 to 4 players. And once again, the handheld mode is 1 player, which I understand now. I get why they do that, but kind of wish they could just add Joy-Cons and play it with more than 1 player. But I guess when you're in that mode, you really don't get that option. But Mario Golf Super Rush, once again, North American release. Didn't get it for cheaper. Took a long time for shipping and handling. So was it worth it? Probably not. To recommend this, I would buy this in a normal retail market. You would have a better way of getting what you want, and for a cheaper price. The next game here, so this is gonna be in Japanese, but it's called Shing Samurai Force. This is the Japanese version with English capabilities. So they do actually sell the Japanese version with English capabilities, or the Japanese version in general, or the European version. And if there's not a North American version, the English capabilities version is probably the best version to get. Now, you can buy this on Steam, you can buy this on PlayStation, all this other stuff for probably pretty cheap, but the physical copy that you're truly looking for. Now, this game is pretty awesome. Let me show you this real quick. This is 1 to 4 players. Great storyline, great action, great fighting. Overall, an amazing game. And to be honest with you, like, what I love about this game is it's just fun, and I think it's really cool. I have this on Steam, and I play this a lot. I think it's just really enjoyable, and if you get to play with your friends, it's even more fun. So I think if that's something I would recommend, definitely picking up on PlayAsia, I would. Granted, like I said, can't find this physical version anywhere but online. And most of the time, if you do online, it's probably going to be digital only. So, once again, if you want to play a game that may be not released in the United States, or maybe a digital only online, search on PlayAsia. There might be copies of the actual physical version, and I recommend it. I know a lot of people are going through the ideas of only going to digital gaming, which has a lot of benefits. It's portable, you can have it all in 1 memory card, it's going to be easy to maintain, and you can take it anywhere without any hassles or worries. The downfall is, you sell it, you don't get any money back, and when you sell your collection, you don't have a collection to sell. You pretty much lose it, and if you try and re-download it, and if the store goes out, or if something happens with that game, it's no longer able to download, then you basically, as if you tossed it in the trash and you can never get it again. That's the one thing I'm afraid about when it comes to digital. And yes, I do buy some digital things here and there, but I really do believe that physical is going to give you the capabilities to not only resell it, but to continue playing it years and years and years to come. I think when it comes to digital, I think what I'm scared of is that when you lose it, that art form, that wonderful game, it's gone for good. You'll never get it back. And that's something if you want to show your kids, your friends, your family, or even generations from now, of the capabilities or the thoughts of like how games were made, or in any format and anything, I think that, it's something we want. I mean, if you really think about it, let's take a place if games in 1986 of the Nintendos didn't do physical, they all did digital. How could we show our families now what that looked like 20, 30 years ago? They couldn't. They would have to hopefully find one, maybe see if they can download it somewhere, pirate it, whatever the case may be. But a physical copy, just like cartridges, also this one, can also be a thing. If we save it, we take care of it, we can preserve the technology, but also what happened in the world, like how things were created, and obviously the technology during that time, and really like show people like the evolution of storytelling, video gaming, and more. So once again, if you want to pick up a game, I would pick up this. This was probably about $34, I believe. But once again, great game. I would recommend it. Now, with all PlayAsia stuff that you buy recently, they've been doing something really cool. This is what you get. A little face mask holder. Now, obviously, with the whole pandemic and everything that's going on for the past year, roughly a half now, it's kind of cool they give you this for free. I think it's pretty awesome that, they care enough to give you at least something to hold your mask. They know that you have to go out and you have to do things in life, and this is one of the options they give you. And I have a million of these. Like, let's be honest, I think I get like 2 or 3 every box. So I think that's kind of a cool little thing that they understand what's going on in the world, and I think they support it in any way they can. Obviously not a free mask, which would be actually pretty more awesome, but I get it. A mask holder is just as good. So those are my PlayAsia games. And I think honestly, hands down, like, it's a great website that has a lot of unique games. It has dolls, it has action figures, music, movies, all sorts of varieties of things you can get and look at. And I think that if you're really on the hunt for unique things and items, especially foreign releases, PlayAsia is the place to go. Now, like I've done before, there's other websites like Sendico that are only a Japanese-owned markets where you can buy through there and get it shipped to you. And those are another great option to pick things up, especially like pre-owned things or things you want to find like aftermarket. PlayAsia, for the most part, is all brand new. So just be aware of that when you want to search for games or any kind of action figures or anything like that. Obviously in North America, we have our GameStop, our Book Off, and other things like that we also use as primary resources to get video games, action figures, and other things like that. And those are great when they're available. I think with Book Off, you have to really dig into where you can actually find a Book Off that has the particular item you want, since they don't archive their stuff. You have to call or you have to go to find out, and it's like a treasure hunt. You have to keep looking until you find the one you want. As for GameStop, utilize their websites, and you can hunt down through multiple ways of looking at different stores. But recently, GameStop has had a very small amount of options when it comes to retro gaming, because they've been purchased so much during the COVID times. So those will be a little bit harder to find, and the prices, even though they're somewhat competitive, they're still kind of high. So I would say if you had the option and choice, I would try and do the other things. Maybe eBay if that's a possibility for you, but eBay is a gamble and you really have to continue hunting through that. So this is my episode of PlayAsia.com. I hope you really enjoyed it. And if you really want me to show more video games and even maybe talk about websites I use to buy things, please let me know. Put in the comments below. I like to hear your opinions and your thoughts. And I'll hear back from you guys as soon as possible, and I'll see you on the next episode of Retro Netro. Bye!